Next, discussion and a vote on the FY 2011 budget amendment. Mr. Cumberland? Oh, Mr. Cumberland, let's see back there. This is to set the stage actually for if the committee wants to entertain action on the resolutions that are forthcoming. It's my feeling that if you want to approve an expense, it should be budgeted at this point in time. Those items are not, and this budget amendment would make them in the budget. So the generic reduction in the utilities account of $140,000 would be on a budgetary basis made up by an increase in the facilities capital account in the same amount. Is that correct, Mr. Brignano?
Yes, it is, Mr. Chairman.
And are there any questions? Does this, Mr. Brignano, why don't you come up for a minute, just for 1 minute, please. Does this affect at all the last budget summary that the committee received as far as the bottom line?
No, it doesn't. I built these 3 items into the budget summary. That's the April report. So if you look at the facilities budget, you'll see these 3 items, as well as I'm hoping to do which I don't have the resolution before you yet, but I'm hoping to do the Cumberland Hill, some repairs on that roof. So those 3 items, as well as the Cumberland Hill roof, are reflected in that summary report. And
the only item that's on this budget amendment that we don't have in front of us this evening is the COPS grant. Now we already legislatively done everything we need, and we just need to find the funding, or would there be a resolution to subsequently approve that?
I thought originally that we were coming up with funding, and the items were pretty much been determined. You know, some of the badges and some of the things, some locks in certain classrooms and stuff. And I'm not sure that is actually the case now.
Can I comment on that?
Yeah, you went down.
The grant is very specific, and the items have been outlined. But there's also the decisions that have to be made about which items will be purchased first and in what order, because obviously there's associated implementation work that goes with each of them. So we've been communicating with Captain Coyne from the police department about putting steps in place for that. But one of the absolute critical pieces is putting the funding in place.
So subsequently, there will be some action in front of the committee to actually approve that, or that's all I'm asking. Is it already been approved and we're just putting the funding in now?
This is the funding, and my understanding was $84,000, and the items were specific. What I'm not sure of, I thought we were writing a check to the town, you know, for them to purchase these items on our behalf. And I'm not sure that's the way it's going to go now. I think they want us to do the purchasing, which will, you know, so we may get some of it done. You know, for all intents and purposes, it's June, and so we may have to end up, at a worst case, designating that money so that when these purchases come in, maybe in July or whatever, we have funds put aside to pay for them. I thought we were writing.
So if I can just go back, I think there's 2 issues, and I think honestly you're confusing the 2, because one is the procedure, right, which is not about the $84,000 that's here. The procedure may be that we will purchase some of them. We're going to implement them no matter what. And the first thing that needs to be done is the money needs to be designated. Captain Coyne is waiting for notification for me to let him know that the money has been designated before the safety committee will act. But the grant itself has been approved quite some time ago, and all the paperwork is in order with the Justice Department for that to move forward.
Okay, yeah, because so the point being is we want to get it done. It's one of the things that's been on our radar for a long time. And so tonight we place the money there, and it definitely is a procedural question. Does it need to be a resolution for us to authorize that funding to go there, or can you just go on and get the job done? That's basically.
I would think the resolutions would come forward as we make the individual purchases.
Okay.
So you can know what we're buying. Just like the resolutions for the capital items there tonight. Get separate resolutions.
I just didn't know if we had already kind of done that, and we're just waiting for the funds. Thank you.
All set.
Ms. Williams.
Just a quick question. Is the funding committed for the COPS grant, the full amount, or is it the
I believe the 84,000 is full
full
amount.
amount? Thank you.
Pleasure of the committee.
Mr. Chairman,
Ms. Stewart.
make a motion to accept the budget amendment as presented.
Mr. Wood moves passage of the budget amendment in the amount of $140,000, which includes Garden parking lot, BF Norton drain and ramp, McCourt computer lab ceiling, and COPS grant, which will be now in the budget under facilities capital account, and a reduction in the facilities utilities account of $140,000. That was second by Mr. Gibbons. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Those against? That passes 7-0. Thank you.